Welcome to CarPodChats, the podcast where we talk about the reality of life on the lot. No filters, no corporate scripts, and just real dealership talk. I'm Dan, your host, and today I'm not talking to you just from a sales desk. I'm talking to you from the tower. That's right. This episode is all about what it's like to sit in the hot seat as a sales manager. We're calling this one The View from the Tower, Confessions of a Car Sales Manager. And believe me, once you're up here, the view is different. The stakes are higher, the pressure's nonstop, and what you thought your sales manager was doing isn't always what's really going on. Let's start with the transition. When you're a salesperson, you think management is where the easy money is. Less walking the lot, less chasing leads, less yes ma'am, no, sir, but there's the truth. The grind just changes shape. As a manager, your phone doesn't stop. You're juggling a dozen deals in progress, 3 heat cases, a finance director yelling about funding, and a salesperson asking if we can bump the trade value, all while trying to eat lunch that's been sitting cold for an hour. And that shift from being a closer to being the one they come to for a close. It's mental. You've got to go from being the hero of your own deal to being the mentor and fixer and sometimes the scapegoat. That's the tower. I remember the first time I realized I couldn't just focus on my own number anymore. A rep was drowning, trying to work 3 deals at once, and I had to choose, help him and lose mine or let him sink. You already know what I did, but that's when it clicked. Leadership means giving up your personal scoreboard. You start playing for the whole team. You ever wonder what your manager is doing when they're staring at the screen? I'll tell you. We're trying to keep the whole damn store from veering off the rails. Managing aging inventory, reviewing manufacturer spiffs, answering to upper management, calculating gross on paper-thin deals, watching CSI scores like their blood pressure monitors. Meanwhile, we're supposed to keep morale high, coach the team, and jump into any deal that goes sideways. All while knowing the GM is going to ask why we're 3 units behind forecast. And sometimes, yeah, we look tired. Because we are. We're carrying your paycheck, our paycheck, and the whole month's worth of store performance on our backs. There's a whole world behind the glass door to the office. You don't always see the calls, the OEM rep, asking why we're not moving enough certified pre-owned units, or the desk audits that need fixing before 3 p.m., or the loaner car policy we've got to explain for the 4th time this week. We're not ignoring you. We're just trying to avoid chaos. You know how you feel when the customer says, I'll think about it? Multiply that by 10. Because when we miss forecast, it's not just about a paycheck hit. It's a store-wide gut punch. Every deal counts. Every lost opportunity echoes. There's pressure from above to move metal, pressure from the sales team to make the numbers work, pressure from the customer who wants to buy a luxury SUV at an economy price, and we have to make it all balanced because no one remembers you lost 4 deals to credit denials. They just see what's on the board. We start each month at 0 again. Clean slate. But clean slate also means clean anxiety. And if you're a competitive manager, like I am, you don't sleep easy unless the board's filling up. One of the hardest parts of this job, coaching, because great coaching isn't just about pointing out what's wrong. It's about lifting someone without breaking their spirit. It's recognizing when someone needs a push and when they need to be protected from a bad day. I've had salespeople on the verge of quitting, not because they couldn't sell, but because they felt unheard. And part of my job is catching that before it happens. A good manager doesn't just look at the numbers. They listen for tone. They watch body language. They notice when someone who usually jokes around is suddenly silent. That's the real skill. You're not just managing deals, you're managing humans. And sometimes, yeah, it means staying late after close just to talk someone out of walking away from the business altogether. You don't learn that from a training module. You learn that from giving a damn. Look, I've made mistakes. Plenty. I've been short with people under pressure. I've misjudged the deal. I've overlooked someone's potential because I was too focused on the board. But every time I've tried to learn, tried to get better, tried to remember that the tower doesn't make you smarter. It just gives you a higher vantage point. What you do with that makes you a leader. Early on, I thought volume was everything. We just had to push, push, push. But I learned the hard way. Burn out your people and you'll lose more than just units. You'll lose culture, you'll lose trust. But it's not all pressure and problems. Some of the best moments in my career have come from that tower. Watching someone close their first deal after weeks of struggle. Seeing a team rally on the last day of the month and hit their number with 20 minutes left on the clock. The celebration, the hugs, the shared wins, that's what we do. That's why we do it. And when a salesperson comes up to you a year later and says, "Thank you, I wouldn't have made it without your help," man, nothing beats that. It's not about plaques or trophies. It's about watching people grow and knowing you were part of it. If I could leave salespeople with one message, it's this: your manager isn't your enemy. We're not just here to desk your deal. We're fighting alongside you, even when it doesn't feel like it. We see you when you stay late to make that last call. We notice when you help the new guy instead of clocking out early. We might not say it enough, but it matters. And when we're hard on you, it's not because we don't believe in you. It's because we do. Sometimes we push hard because we see a future GSM, a future partner, a future leader. So that's the viewpoint from the tower. It's not always pretty. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Because when a team clicks, when the sales floor hums with energy and confidence, you know you've done something right. If you're in management, I see you. If you're a salesperson gunning for that seat one day, get ready. And if you're just here to understand the madness we call the car business, welcome to the inside. This is Dan from the Tower, signing off.